Happy Otter Week. I hope you're having a good Otter Week. I know I am. We're continuing to talk about digital literacy today. I hope that you enjoyed learning about otters yesterday. And their skimming and scanning and hyperlinks and context and visual data, all those things we talked about. So today I want to talk more about context. We can call it source material. So you want to be sure that the information you're getting comes from a reliable source, because there are plenty of unreliable sources on the internet. There's probably more misinformation than there is correct information. So you really have to be careful when you're using a source from the internet. And what are the things that you need to be careful of? What do you need to look for? Well, most reliable are going to be websites that end in .gov, .edu, .org. Those are, government, education, or organizations, respectively there. Whereas something that's .com is more, it's not automatically unreliable, but it's less likely to be reliable because .com for company, commerce, commercial, think about all those words, they just want to sell you something, right? So a .com site is going to be a little less likely to be reliable because they may just be telling you what they want you to know to buy a product or to invest in their organization. So look for .gov, .edu, .org. Those are going to be your most reliable sources. In fact, anything you find with those should be reliable. But .com is fine as well, as long as you make sure that you are checking the facts. So don't go with just one .com website. Check, see what a few of them say. Make sure that you're getting information that is reliable, that is in more than one source, so that you think, okay, well, more than one person says this, so this might actually be true, instead of something that they're just telling me to make me buy their product or whatever they're doing. So yeah, the source is really important. And one of the ways you can check if your source is reliable as well is the date. Most articles, blogs, web pages, sites will have a date for the article that you're reading. Obviously, the more recent the date, the more up-to-date their information is going to be. So if it's a date from 5 years ago and a date from 1 year ago, you want to go with the one from 1 year ago, because things may have changed in the last 5 years. You get something that's more reliable if you look at something that's more recent. And I just want to pause here in the middle of this video and say, I want to see how many people are actually watching this video. So if you are watching this video, please send me an email that says Rome is home. That's all I ask. All right, sourcing. So we're talking about source. So what is sourcing? Sourcing is making sure that you give credit to the sources you've used, and watch that the website gives credit to the sources that they use as well. So if they have a picture, who took it, when, where, does it have a name, is there a caption? You want to be looking for that source material. Also, at the bottom of an article, there'll often be like a short little bibliography that says, where they got their information, or maybe for more information, check these links. That kind of stuff is called sourcing, just noting your source material. And so when you're reading a web page, you want to make sure that they are pointing out where they got their information. But if you're writing a paper or a review or something that I may make you do tomorrow, not tomorrow, but Friday, you will want to have your sources listed. All right, and the last thing I want to talk about when we're talking about finding good sources, doing good web research, is what is the purpose of the web page that you are on. I talked a little bit about this when I said .com sometimes has the purpose just of selling you something. So what does this site try to do? Even if it's a .org, is it bias in one way or the other? Bias technically means leaning. So is it leaning toward something that it wants you to do, to buy, to think? So think about the purpose, the bias of the website. .gov.edu, usually their purpose is to educate you, but you never know. Sometimes the purpose of a site is just entertainment. Sometimes it's a site with a real bias towards, say, protecting endangered otter species. Okay, that might be a good bias, but it's still a bias. So you want to make sure you're reading what the site says with an understanding of what the purpose of the site is, so you know what their bias is. Okay, so purpose, that may be the most important tool when you're doing web research. What is the purpose of this site that I'm on? All right, you'll have a fun assignment about web research tomorrow, and otters, of course. And on Friday, we are going to have a wrap-up assignment for Otter Week / Digital Literacy Week. Okay, happy Otter Week.